Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is Sat TV News. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Huang Baozhong of APT Satellite. Thank you very much for joining us today. We've spoken many times before, but in the Asia Pacific, what is the progress being made with the satellite operators?
Right now, according to my own opinion, the satellite industry is still experiencing some painful process, especially on the price side. So everybody is competing to lowering the price, but there's no bottom so far. So I remember we were asked a question during the panel discussions in Avia SIF. What is the price that make the satellite operator without any margin? So my answer is $1,800 to $2,000 per megahertz is the figure. But with that figure in mind, more and more satellite operators are selling below that, and which means many satellite operators cannot keep operation some years later.
But who's driving this? Who's driving this below that level?
Certainly, there are some factors. I would say number one is the advancement of technology, which is HTS and LEO, MEO, and the perception of the market has dramatically changed. So they believe that everyone who comes to the customer has to come with a low price. And which is low price? Their target is HTS or LEO or MEO, but they forget about the difficulty behind, which is on the terminal side. This is also what I emphasized during my panel discussion. The terminal is the real devil.
Well, that's very blunt. How do we circumnavigate this? How do we get the operators and the market back on track?
Well, certainly I think the whole industry has to rebuild their confidence no matter what technology they use. But number one is we have to keep alive. Okay. Number two, we have to ensure the service quality. Number three, we have to its organic growth has to be bear in mind. So what I believe is we have to let the customers understand, in order to have an organic development of the industry, which is good for the satellite operator and the customers, we have to be realistic. We have to understand what is the right way to shape the relationship between the customer and the supplier.
So, focusing specifically on APT, what are your plans moving forward?
As a new technology appears, our strategy is not try to avoid it, but we try to embrace it. Therefore, several years ago, we have already started to build HTS, gradually starting from hosted payload for the HTS on Upstar 5C, and followed by a dedicated HTS satellite, which is Upstar 6D. The satellite will be launched end of the year or the first quarter of next year. So this is one thing. Secondly, in order to supplement our capacity shortage in some areas, or to make full use of the current spectrum in our filing. So we also prepare to launch some small satellite. It may be HTS or conventional payloads.
So, also looking forward, an observation that a lot of people make, there are a lot of satellite operators, perhaps too many. Do you think in the near future you will see more operators working closely together rather than competing?
asking satellite operator to work closely with each other is a big challenge. So I would expect more satellite operators will go vertically, which means they may switch a little bit from selling pure capacities to a combined service, which is capacity plus some local ground service. So I believe this might be a way out.
Going back to looking at the future for APT, what areas of the world are you thinking of branching out into?
Right now we are still performing well. During the last decade, we keep growing our revenues and keep our profit margin. So, and up to end of last year, we have repaid all the loans, which is we consider debt-free. Financially, we are very strong with the current revenue or EBITDA margin. So, in the foreseeable future, our financial strength is very good. So, having said that, which means we need to find other opportunities to invest the money. We do not like the money stay in the bank, without making profit. So probably we need to also we also need some change. The change might be we are trying to tap the water of the service field. Whether we can find some local partners to strengthen our cooperation, both for the construction of the satellite, new satellite, maybe small GEO satellite, or we start some low-cost economic solutions to serve the rural area, remote area client. This does not exclude the rural area internet access. So, and we also set up a service company in Shenzhen, China, which is APT Mobile Satcom. We will transfer the Upstar 6D to APT Mobile Satcom for them to operate in the mobility service area. We are glad to see that more and more service providers, be it the IFC or maritime, they are getting more and more interested in the satellite. So we are quite confident. So in the future, we will be a company that offering satellite capacity both for video and data, and also for some services, mobility, fixed.
Sounds very interesting. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.